I'm Drew Diamond. I'm producer of Off Track. First of all, I love learning about different cultures, and I love logistical challenges. And this was easily the most challenging production I've been on while at USC. I mean, this is the great thing about film school. Literally, you just are working with your friends.
Off Track is a movie set in the 1800s, just before the Gold Rush period.
During that time, there were many individuals seeking their fortune in our mountains and desert. Director J.P. Jacobsen and producer Drew Diamond asked us to consult for their USC graduate film project.
They invited us over to become part of the production over at the studios at USC. John Preckwinkle and I started off the production by singing Birds to bless it, to open it up with some good energy. After we sang, we had the opportunity to meet the crew and actors. First was well-known actor Jay Tavari. He's a Native American actor, and he's a good person, and he's my friend. Next was Ryan Dorsey. He was an actor that I found very interesting to be in the project because he was on other bigger projects, and it was good to have him on this one also.
Busca la inmortalidad. Tiene miedo de la muerte. ¿Y usted qué sabe de la muerte? Hay cosas peores que la muerte de un hombre. ¿Qué cosa es peor? La muerte de un pueblo.
Since this was a student film production, all of the people working in and on the film were not doing so for money. Everyone there at the production was there for the project itself, all of us included. No one was there to get paid. Okay, the off-track producers did historical and local research and contacted tribal peoples in order to consult for the film. Albert had been working on a separate documentary project called We Are Birds, with people involved in cultural preservation.
Before the production, set designer Flora had visited our home and liberated some of the artifacts that we had displaying in our house. Some of those things were like a Papago basket, had to make a gourd bowl for the little sick boy to drink out of.
Se va a mejorar, ¿no? Se va a morir mañana o pasado. Pero si dijo que lo iba a curar. No. Dije que le iba a ayudar.
The Off-Track producers did their historical research and due diligence to find out about our Native American people of the area. They contacted the tribes and other people that work with our tribes in the area to find out if they can fund to get the best representation that they can get for their movie and for the Cahuilla people that they were going to be representing in the film. I have been working with bird singing on my project called the We Are Birds documentary. And with those people that I was working with, we decided to get involved with their project. And
Tráigame esas piedras.
the first scene shot at the studio locations were over now. Now on to the desert location. The desert location shoot was in Palm Desert, California, at a place called the Metate Ranch. It's a place where they have located an ancient Cahuilla village back there, and they reconstructed it with their own people to make a sort of a getaway for corporate and for other purposes.
I'll bring two. Just go.
You should have your own little easel there.
Trash bags flying in.
Get ready.
At the desert location shoot, many of the students were running around and getting everything set up. We had the gaffers, we had the sound equipment people.
I am made full by food I cannot name, hosted by people whose language I cannot speak. Though we have been saved from the desert, we have strayed away from our path. But here, it feels as though I can finally stop running, if only for a moment.
In some of the desert scenes, I can see what they were trying to match with some of the studio scenes that they had made. And I was kind of amazed when they were done with it all, what it looked like. Because at the studio was just a big painting on the wall. And it looked like the area that we were shooting in at the Cahuilla village there in Palm Desert. It was amazing how they edit everything together so that you can get the feel of you were really there.
Out of this shithole.
You're gonna have to chart your own way out of here.
You did find gold, didn't you? And now you're holding out on us.
Hey. I'm not lying to you. There's no gold here.
The script had a part about a funeral pyre, and if you don't know how to do it, then you shouldn't do it, and it shouldn't be on camera anyway, because I figured if it's going to be done, it's going to be done, and we might as well make what changes we can, because you can't really ask for it to be perfect. You can just hope for the best. And I mean, I went out there for 3 days in the desert. I went out to the school and met everybody and saw what they were doing, and I felt good about the project because everybody was respectful and they just wanted to do it correct.
Having the authentic Native American that you're representing in their film is important. It's not something that you want to just pass up and just get somebody at the local powwow and that looks like an Indian in your production. It wouldn't seem right. I mean, it would seem like you're not doing your due diligence and not being respectful to the people that you decided to go depict in your film or represent. It's common that people use other types of Native Americans in other films that aren't from that area, but when you take the time to see if these people actually want to participate in it, give them a chance. Give them a call. They might say yes. In this case, that's what we did.
I continued with them out into the desert and stayed in the, blazing temperatures. But I was out there and I made sure that the changes that we made stuck to it, and we were happy with it.
We went and communicated with the right people to see if they wanted to participate, and the ones that wanted to stepped up. Like I said, I used my friend Duro, and his group because they sound really good, and because I just respect that group of the way they learned. And I figured they're a young group and it would look good for this production since everybody was young in it, that was doing it. So I figured it's appropriate.
During the desert location shoot, no one in the production knew what all of the people involved in the bird world know, that the boys from the Torres Martinez Desert Cahuilla Singers can really sing.
My main interest was working with the same people that I was already working with on my project to work on this one, to get it right. We wanted not only to consult with the local Native American people and tribal members, but we also wanted them to perform on the film. We wanted them to perform bird singing. When everybody getting together to do one production, it's amazing to see what you can do when everybody's in the like mind to do something together the right way. I mean, over 100 people so far that I was counting, doing all the production together, and it all go in certain timing. I mean, I've never seen such planning, and a lot can be taken from a production of a movie if you really look at it. And it's amazing to see organizational skills that you must need when you're doing a production. And I have a lot of respect for the people in the film industry. I'd like to thank everybody that were in the production that called us, that worked with us, that wanted to get it right. And I wanted to say this before this movie ends because it's really how we all feel. You know, we see a lot of other productions out there that don't take the time to use the people that are in their location shoot of the Indian people that we're talking about in this one. They didn't take the time to get it right. They didn't take the time to make it right. The people of the off-track production really went their extra mile to make sure that everything was done right, and we really appreciate it. All right, next.
Cut.
In one of the scenes, they had to do a sound check in one of the kisses that we had on set. And we had the boys, Derek, Frankie, and Joe, in one of those kisses, and they were going to perform a couple of bird songs so they could record it for the sound. One of the most touching moments of the whole experience that I had with there was that I saw director J.P. Jacobsen, who had been running around all day, had been doing things everywhere, doing this, directing that, telling people what to do, and he really never sat still, but when he heard the bird singing, he paused for a moment. And you can see this in my footage here, that he really found bird singing to be really beautifully interesting. And he sat there and he just looked, along with other producers coming around, and even the sound guys had to stand there with their jaws wide open and take in what we already know, that bird singing is beautiful, and that the reason why they're having it in their production is probably because it is that way. It's beautiful when you hear it. It makes you feel good when you hear it, and I was just speechless to watch it. Anyway.
If everyone can keep quiet for a second or two after they're finished as well. Great. All right, ready.
I like when the third voice started being like, oh, oh, oh. Yeah. All right, so let's do the last one. One more.
The bird singers, Derek Duro, Frank Morel, and Joe Duro performed flawlessly for this film. Many jaws dropped on set when they heard these guys sing, just like we all do. And many people gathered around while they were singing, taking it all in.
Albert asked Derek to bring out a couple people to sing in the movie, and Derek said yes, he would do it, and he came out and sang, and he helped advise on a few things to make sure that it was getting right. And, you know, it really helped to have Derek there because Derek is from another band of the Cahuilla, so I mean, it's one thing to have my opinion or somebody else's opinion from the same tribe, but or from the same band, but it was also helpful to get another perspective from another band of Cahuilla.
What we wanted to do is represent ourselves in the movie and not let someone else do that for us because they might have done it wrong. That's really the moral of the story of this whole movie. You know, it's not just trying to find gold in the desert where it's not, but it's more about finding us and Bird and how we are together and what kind of things we do together. And it was depicted well in this movie, and it was something that I was proud to say that I was part of.
But I respect the students that worked on Off Track because they could have done it with anybody, but they came and asked us, the actual tribe, to help them make sure that everything was fine.
What I'm taking from this production experience is a cultural understanding between the film industry and the Native American people. That when people have a film that they want to film or use Native Americans in their movie, that they want to have our people in it, authentic people, our art, our songs, our culture, to be represented for the areas that you're going to be filming in. That was important. That's one of the things that Off Track did. And the reason why they did that is because they wanted to be authentic and they wanted to do it right and respect the people. And that's why we did this project. Off Track, you're awesome.
What I'm taking from this production experience is the cultural understanding that grew between the film industry people and the local Native Americans whose area the movie was being filmed in. It is important to understand each other, and communication is important along with patience. Patience is needed on both sides to be able to produce a short or a feature-length film about Native American peoples. Every area of this country has tribal cultures that are different from other areas. Respecting individual cultural identities by using the appropriate people, music, art, and other cultural elements is critical, because otherwise what we will have is yet another generic portrayal of Native American cultures. It is important to get it right, and for that we will always be grateful to Director J.P. Jacobsen, to producer Drew Diamond, and to the other people at the USC School for Cinematic Arts. We are good friends now, and we always will be. Thank you so much.
And for everybody else out there that hasn't seen Off Track, you need to see it. That way you can see what collaboration looks like when it's done right. Thank you very much.
But your maps are coming with us.
Are you really gonna stay?
I don't know. They say that death makes fools of us all. But it was life that led me astray. Always, I have looked at maps, hoping to find my direction. But only now that I can't be found, I'm free to create any path I wish. To venture into the blank spaces of the world.
Great. We're ready whenever you guys are. Everyone quiet down, please.
Something like that.